President Akufo-Addo in February promised the Komenda Sugar Factory will start production of sugar in April. The month of April has passed and production has still not started. The factory has been painted and some works are being done. But farmers and residents of Komenda and its environs are asking about the source of the raw materials for the operations of the factory. On the Joy News Tracker today, Richard Kojonyako reported that authorities are considering importing raw sugar to support what the local farmers would supply for the factory to start working.
This is the $36.5 million Komenda Sugar Factory. This factory was revamped in 2016. The then President John Dramani Mahama outlined the reasons for the establishment of the factory when he laid the foundation stone to commence the construction in 2014. The factory was subsequently completed and commissioned in 2016 amidst fanfare, but was shut down 2 weeks thereafter. The shutdown of the factory dashed the hopes of many. The inactivity at the factory continued for 6 months before a new government, the Nana Akufo-Addo-led government, took over the reins of power. Residents were anxious to see the factory operationalized so that the promises that were made would be kept.
So this is the Komenda Sugar Factory. It is not in its old self again. It's been painted. Inside of the factory, a lot of works are being done. They are fixing the bolts and nuts. You could see day and night workers here working vigorously to put the factory back in shape.
In and around the factory, some farmers have begun preparing a nursery on some 6-acre land around the factory. Residents of Kisi, Komenda and its environs, who even though have seen some major works at the factory, are unconvinced that the current development and arrangement are for real and sustainable.
Until last 2 months, when we heard the president that last April, which has come, he will come and commission the sugar factory and they will start the operation. We all became happy. But since then, April has gone. We haven't heard anything about it. So we are worried.
Isaac Kweku, another sugarcane farmer here, says he's seen the works being done at the factory, but his concern is with the raw materials to feed the factory.
I should know you, dear. Still means you doing the NKC. All the government to provide guiding my farmers, who to the actual. When I'm fighting you, still, they be our different stories. They be our different stories. And some of farmers, they be where they would be actual crop is what turning to be.
So as it stands, where will this factory get its raw materials? A member of the board of the new Komenda Sugar Factory and municipal chief executive for the Komenda, Edna Egwafo-Ebrim municipality, Solomon Ebuapia, says they would rely on the farmers and also import and refine sugar and refine it at the factory.
The moment we've kind of engaged the local farmers around to give us the sugar that growers, they've given us substantial amount of sugar to on 20th, perhaps we could start the test run of the production of the sugar 20th of this month. So what it does mean is that it is not enough. So as we said, we've procured large tracts of land from Winneba Enclave, etc. Obuasi, we have 22,500 acres of land, and the Shama Enclave and Komenda for the cultivation of sugar. We are importing raw sugar from abroad. The raw sugar means that it is not in consumable states. What does that mean? That we have to refine it. What we are doing it concurrently. Local, the little that we are having and that of them. So the presumption is that after 1 or 2 or 3 years, what that means is at that time we planted the sugar cane, everything is ready, and we stop importing, and we'll be relying solely on the raw material from our local base.
Even though the factory is yet to be operationalized, some residents of Komenda have begun boosting their resources. Grace and her colleagues believe they would have made much to support their families if the factory was working as they promised them.
Sabo abano ne bi ho badun so ka kan ho akanye me be ku bi akoye amahen afan adetonfo no Sound na yenso ye boy am from na ade.
Obodo ba me daw. Fidaba ma so motuma ta bibi. So dwuma no kwada. Abe me daw, aha ba ye nije. Akontufa, adwuma ne hentama ebia tutukwan. So dwuma wa ha. Akontufa baba.
The situation here has made many of the youth travel out of the communities to neighboring countries to look for greener pastures. Reporting for Joy News, Richard Kwijenya Akon, Cape Coast.